Hi everyone, and welcome to She Rides, the podcast where women cycling takes the lead. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Christoph, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
Let's get started. Ready? Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 50 of She Rides. For our 50th episode, we're keeping it small, and you're just gonna get a little news roundup. Needless to say, there's not much news to round up, but there are always topics which can be ranted about. There's always enough bias, so we will be able to fill this episode. We had cross as well, and next week you're just getting a double portion of guests, which also will be nice. But let's start with the most boring part of cycling right now, I think, which is the female cyclocross, or better said, bronze winning races. So to the Euros, next to the fact that was actually unpredictable. The predictable part was that our predictions again were very off and sucked. But it was not Brand winning a race, actually. It was Inge van der Heijden taking the win. I super cool. She just went off and they didn't take her back. There was some kind of fuss because Casasola wasn't really working the way Brand expected. So then there was like, is this the way you want to play it? Side note, Van der Heijden and Casasola are teammates in the non-national races, of course. So there was some fuss about that, and then like the Dutchies, which kind of they didn't like, at least in the beginning, they didn't chase full gas, which is surprising if you watched all other disciplines where you would expect Dutchies.
Yeah. They have a pretty terrible track record in that regard.
So for cyclocross, this was actually quite impressive. Yeah, that was cool. And then in the end, it was still a complete Dutch podium. Van der Heijden, Brand, Van Alphen. I think, those three have been on the podium the most. And then it was Casasola, Fouquenet, Cruzel, Betsema, Verdonschot, who has been really struggling with injury and pretty much all the bad luck you can think of. But now a nice 8th spot. Hopefully she can keep moving forward. Then we had Zemanova on 9 and Julie Brouwers on 10. Off day for Marion Werrol on 13, and Vos is just still not on 11 yet, so on 11,
It's not easy to cyclocross on your honeymoon, Sar. No, it's especially Norbert Ribeirol, who had a completely off day, and it was apparently very mental. She was too stressed, too nervous, and it was kind of nervous breakdown for a big event. Yeah, too bad. That's yes,
but you see, like the impact, pressure, and stress has also on riders from the bigger level. That's important for everyone in media and everyone around the riders, close or far away, to like realize like we can freak out because of the stress and the pressure, but they sure can, and they just have bad luck that there's a camera standing on their face waiting to see how they messed up. That's how cruel sport is sometimes. It sucks really bad for her, because it's not easy to be the, let's call it, the post-Sonnekant era cyclocrosser in Belgium right now. All Belgians are looking for a new, not a new Sonnekant, because there is not someone who can just replace that, but a new Belgian cyclocrosser who is like very consistent and stuff. And it's just not easy if you're like very good, but you just are not that consistent yet. And then, you're already like, so it's a difficult situation. And let's just hope she can learn to manage the stress and the pressure a bit more before other big races or championships. And then she'll show beautiful stuff, definitely. She also had the
Yeah, with it.
bad luck to have a training accident.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the how do you call it? Like a big cut in her leg. So she had to skip a few races.
Mhm.
But today for us, while recording, she was back. So
Yeah, it's a big burden to carry as a Belgian cyclocrosser, and then the media is expecting like do good, do good. But to be honest, we are not top five in the
mhm.
world with the women's
Yeah, yeah,
cyclocrossers, and it's not a shame to say so because I think they know it themselves as well, and we're always waiting like okay, the next big thing. But to be honest, if you see at the cyclocross level, we're still a couple of years away from having yeah really world championship level caliber talent that could be in the
mhm.
making, and still a lot needs to happen for that generation to really arrive at that as well. So yeah, we will have to do with this for quite some more years, I'm afraid.
But hey, yeah, we just keep watching the Dutch dominance for the Super
Yay.
Prestige and Neil. Yeah, same podium, different order. Brand, Van der Heijden, Van Alphen, Clauzel. The Frenchies on 4 are doing well. Julie Brouwers, a nice result for her. Foukenet on 6. Again, Laura Verdonsschot 7. Betsma Hartog. And maybe a less expected name, Drake from, I don't know. So yeah, then we continue to Merckx Plus, and surprise, surprise, Lucina
Control C,
Brand took the
Control
win
V.
again. And we have the same podium, just a different order. Van Alphen on 2 and Van der Heijden on 3. Leonie Bentveld on 4, which I also like to see. Foukenet on 5, Clauzel on 8. We have 6, Manon Bakker, Julie Brouwers. Also a consistent name in the top 10 the last few races. And then Betsma and Jens Peters round of the top 10. It was again on paying services, I think, which also is something I don't like to see. A lot of the cyclocross is is going behind paywall, which is understandable, but also pretty fucking annoying.
Ugh, yeah, well, understandable. It's still cyclocross. Jesus. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. Outside of Belgium and then the Netherlands, it's not a
Mhm.
huge deal.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway,
And it's
corporate.
also not that the cyclocross tickets are getting much cheaper every year. It's also getting that bit more expensive, and then to see like half of all the cyclocrosses disappear behind paywalls, it's a bit shit. So yeah, boo.
Pretty unsure if teams like can enjoy that money that's behind that paywall.
Yeah,
Paywall.
that's the thing. If
I
it
doubt
would go
it.
to them, I would like, okay, understandable, but now the big question mark is where is this money going?
Yeah, where does the money go to? I'm not sure it's going to the teams. Like you can do it like in football, they do it behind the paywall, and then you say like, okay, there's like a key to divide all the sponsor
Mm,
money to the different teams. It trickles down, but I'm yeah pretty sure it's not happening here. Yeah.
yeah. So well, yeah, and then for us today we had the Flandrian Cross in Hamme, and we had another win of Lucinda Brandt, and two other very surprising names on the podium with Inge van der Heijden and Annick van Alphen. We're waiting for for some riders to return. Also, Casasola wasn't there this weekend due to an infection, but one rider at least is back, which is Marie Schreiber, who kicked off her first cyclocross very well, only to drop her chain in the final lap,
Yeah.
and she had to sprint to the finish. It was an impressive sprint. You gotta
A
give her
great
that.
great running class.
It sucked for her, but also
Yeah.
very nice to see her come back into the field like that. I think it will be very nice to have her back in the field, and hopefully with a few more races, maybe try to do something against Lucinda. Or just at least a podium would be nice, because some kind of changes would be appreciated in cyclocross right now. Then we had Chili Brahms filling up the top 5. Bakker, Betsema, Worst also back. But yeah, she needs to get into the rhythm again after as well injuries and stuff like that. And then we have Helene Clazel and Chanel Schoesitter. So we could go deeper into cyclocross, but there's not much more to say that Brandt overrules anyone and everyone. And Inge van der Heijden and Annick van Alphen are just the best of the rest. And of course, we have a super beautiful new European champion. Then we might start with the first rant of this episode.
Oh yeah, there's more than one. People,
We're gonna spread
buckle
it.
up.
Well, we're just gonna find a nice balance between the rant, bias, rant. But we will. For that, I need to take you back to the beginning of this week. For our Flemish listeners, we quite have a lot of galas and like prizes for our Belgian riders. For example, the one I'm talking about now is the Kristallen Fiets, literally translated to the crystal bike. Um, and then we have a separate prize for the best female cyclist and the best male cyclist, which and that gets voted on by a jury and the cyclists themselves. But then we also have a prize for the best domestique called Crystal Sweatdrops. It's like Crystal Sweatdrop. um,
It never goes
mm,
right when you translate literally. But
uh,
okay, thank you.
it sounds better in Dutch, but it sounds very fun in English. Anyways, that's that. I love the names. I'm not gonna rant about that, but that is by public voting. I would like the HLN organizes it, by the way, or like the company behind it, DPG Media stuff. But there were picked, there were nominated 10 riders, and I'd like to. I'm really very interested. Who nominated these 10 riders? Was it like, okay, these two for sure need to be in it, and then I spin a wheel of domestiques in the peloton because all these riders in there, of course, are in their own way. Um, yeah, they are in their own way a very important part of the team. And it is always very hard to award someone that award because they are all giving the best of themselves. And for sure, in every team, when you take them away, they will be missed. But my problem is not in who is in that list. My problem is who is not in that list. To be clear, it's a competition mixed men women. We have one woman there, Justine Herkire. Of course, our downhill coach absolutely deserves to be nominated there. But where is Julie van der Velde? Like, I, 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 I was just clicking on that link, preparing to vote for Julie, and I was like, oh wait, did I skip something? She's not in this list. And like, that's why I'd like to know who decided on who got nominated, because what do you mean one, if not the most loyal domestique of the women's peloton, praised by many in the national team? She's always doing her job in her own team, from the Tour to Liège to the Spanish races. Everywhere she's working for someone else. How can you not be nominated for a Belgian domestique prize of the year? I just don't understand, and I'd like to have some explanation from it, because this just makes no sense. And is it the biggest drama on this planet? No. Bit of first world problems. But it is quite sad to not see her get the recognitions she deserves, because she does. She's super impressive, strong, and she does such a good job at supporting her leaders. And I just don't see a reason why she's not nominated.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is this was basically the selection process there. So they came up with 9 names of male riders pretty easily, and then they were like, shit, we need some form of gender equality here in this voting list. Let's get to ChatGPT and throw in who's a good domestique in women's cycling, and then I guess Justine's name popped up first, and they added her to the list, and that's about that. I'm pretty sure that's how the
Yeah.
selection process went. Because even when you compare it, even when you compare Julie to Justine Hekir, I mean, I even think, okay, cannot complain about Justine on the list. But I think if you have to choose between those two as domestique of the year, you should pick Julie over Justine. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's
Justine
okay.
has
It's not an easy
been
one. I
doing
know. It's not,
some very, like, she was super essential in everything, but if you just look, the prize is
yeah, yeah,
about sticking. And I mean, sorry, even from the men's side, like, who's gonna compete with the dedication of Julie van der Velde? I don't know. And in the first place, that we gotta compare all of this is quite unfair. But like, I just think it's not dumb that she's not nominated. And right here, I am actually like launching the hashtag justice for Julie, because this is not right. I you know, I am I'm very emotionally invested in this one. Uh,
yeah. Well, Justine Hekier is a good one on the list. But just as a pure domestique, I mean, Justine won Belgian national championship. She won a polka dot jersey.
mhm.
Okay, not this year, but anyway. But Julie, I mean, she never wins. All she does is helping her team. That's basically all she does.
Yeah.
So how more domestique can you be?
Uh,
That's all she
yeah.
does. She doesn't win. She's just helping her team
Mhm.
getting better.
And then I'm
That's
sorry, I don't get it. So like, you have Tim de Klerk, who now quit racing, who has been put so much in the pressure because he is the domestique. Julie is always working for someone else, not doing anything else. And now we have like a female counterpart, and she
yeah,
doesn't even get nominated. And I really
yeah.
like, I want to fight. This is just not fair.
Yeah, I mean, Justine Hekier sometimes wins something. But she's of course she's a famous, very good, brilliant domestique as well.
Yeah.
But it's all Julie does. She works her ass off for the team. That's all she does. Like, yeah. Oh. So you can be more
Yeah.
domestique than Julie, actually. Yeah. Anyway.
The frustration is through the roof. Explain, Haaland. We're waiting. And anyways, next to all of this, we just want to say, of course, Julie is our best domestique of 2025. That's not up for discussion, of course.
And Justine will get our vote anyway, no worries. We
Yeah,
value her as a
definitely.
domestique as well. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a
Go,
discussion here.
Justine.
Yeah.
um, yeah. But yeah, we can't change much, I think. We can just be annoyed, but we won't change the nomination. So very not well done, Helen. We'll round it off here. But this is another one on the tab of why Belgian media can be so annoying. Yeah, you just saw my sister turning my light off. But anyways, so going from a Julie to a Julie, um,
Haha.
what a smooth transition, I know. She has been doing quite a lot of track events, like 3 days of London. Now, last week she was doing the 3 days of Copenhagen, and it was in a duo with, I think, Mike Brandwacht, also going to O'Shea next season. And they were third in the general classification, which is super nice to see. Well done for that. And we absolutely love to see you doing great things out there. But soon we will hear more about that. The like 3 days, 6 days, which are actually 2 days for the women's.
It's very complicated.
Already announcing a rant for next week. But yeah, next week we will talk about that a bit more. Next week, I'm saying next week, but it's just in a few days because our planning and off season is a bit
Next
off.
episode, anyway. Stay tuned.
Message for riders or anyone involved with our podcast or in cycling. It would be nice if you check your phone and get back to us. Um, just a little hint. But yeah, then your choice. Do you want to start with the second rant, or do you want to add some happiness into the podcast?
Oh, no, no happiness in the podcast. Get it over with the rants. I think you mean, I think you, oops, was it? Yeah, okay. Something went wrong with the computer. Yes, I'm still here, unfortunately, people. Uh, yes, I think the second trend what you allude to is probably the changing of start location of the Gent-Wevelgem Classic from Yper to Middelkerke. At least for
No,
the
not
men's
even
race. At
Middelkerke.
least for the men's race. And then to Wevelgem for the women's race. And of course the rebranding to in Flanders Field from Middelkerke to
Wait.
Wevelgem. And you can add some whatever you want if you pay enough money. Uh, so yeah, that kind of thing I think you start ranting on. But my
Yeah.
little rant first. It's a bit weird that after you quit Yper as a start
Mhm.
location for your race, that immediately after that you rebranded to in Flanders Fields. I mean, you cannot be more in Flanders Fields when you are in Yper. I mean, that's like
It
the
literally has a big museum called In Flanders Fields.
that's like the epicenter of Flanders Fields. So when you move away from Yper and then you rebrand your race to in Flanders Fields, it's like completely crazy. But I get it why it needs to be, because otherwise you're stuck with the name from Middelkerke to Wevelgem, and that sounds like an upgraded Kermesse, and women's race is not even starting in Middelkerke. So I kind of get it there.
Around the
But
lap Wevelgem.
yeah.
But yeah, exactly. That was what I wanted to start ranting about. Because first of all, what do you mean the name? What is this? It's like the obsession of races to like go to like these English names and all. Like same with Scheldeprijs, like the Great Sprint Classic or whatever it is. Weird. It's just bad. Like these names are very iconic. Why do you change them? Second of all, who like I get that Middelkerk and Wevelgem wanna be mentioned, but who makes this up? In Flanders Field from Middelkerk to Wevelgem.
Both are
And
not in
then
Flanders
just
Fields even. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
and then just the most horrible thing is no more start in Yper, which is it hasn't been a start location for like 10, 10 years or something. But still, for me, the most iconic start of all the Flemish classics. You have like I don't know if it has an English name, the Menepoort there, with all like the names of the British soldiers. You have the museum there. You have like a super yeah, it's just super. Yeah, it feels like big enough for such a nice race to be there, but also cozy enough, if it makes sense. The men's race and the women's race were there at the same location. The start was there. It was perfect. And then you come and ruin it. The men go to Middelkerke and then the women go to Wevelgem. And oh, Wevelgem is so happy to see them. At least like the mayor, he was trying to be, but like from the extreme right party in our country was also active in Wevelgem. They were already saying that, questioning if the women's race starting there wasn't a very poor consolation prize for them, which already made me throw up. Also very weird take to say that like I cannot understand, excuse me, but like if everything goes right, Lotte Kopecky will be starting there and Lotte Kopecky might as well be one of the best riders from this entire generation, both men and women. So, yeah, so many errors in my brain in so many different ways. Everything I read and hear and think about it just says wrong.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, money rules the world. That's all we can say.
Yeah. Well, after all these rants, we might shift to a nicer topic, you know. Um, yeah, not enough bias, obviously, in this podcast. Yeah, let's go back to Friday evening at 10, 11 p.m., something like that. I'm peacefully scrolling around, on, like, I don't know, just like Google or something, and I'm seeing like a clickbait article. I know how bad it is. Lotte Kopecky makes an unexpected early comeback. And normally I'm like, sad, we don't click on clickbait titles. We don't do it. And I was like, but it is Lotte. Maybe I need to click on this clickbait title. And then I saw like Belgian Championships, Omnium. I was like, whoa, wait, isn't that tomorrow? And then I started going to the little more to be trusted news sources, and then I saw it and I was like, oh shit, this is tomorrow. And then I was like to my parents like, oh, Lotto's racing tomorrow in Ghent, which is 25 minutes, very chill. And then they were like, okay, so you need to be there when. And then on the side, that was a tricky thing. There was that it was only till 6 or something. Like the document that I got from the site said from like 11 something to 6. And I was like, this is kind of weird, but sure. I was not feeling the best physically. So like my lunch existed out of 4 sushis, which is not a lot. But I was like, okay, 7, I'll be home again, chill. Then we arrived, then we got the program, and we saw it was till 9:30 p.m. And of course, this girl is gluten and lactose intolerant, and the food that was there was just like paninis, bread. So it was like from 1 till 10:30. I survived on 1 packet of crisps and some like iced tea.
Mhm.
So apart from that, it was actually kind of cool because, as said, yeah, not a big, because there isn't even that much room for people. But the Lotte Kopecky comeback was happening there, on track, and the first race was a scratch race, which we all know isn't the best or most loved part of the Omnium by Lotte. So I was like, oof, rough start to come back to. But fair to say, it went very smoothly. She started the scratch and already took 1 lap. So yeah, then then she won that part. And then there was also a lot of youth racing that day. So then, quite a while later, it was time for the tempo race. Really don't get the thing of the discipline. I always find it like a bit odd, but hey, it has its own rights to exist. So, and then she also lapped the competitors there. Um, it looks so easy, and we know it's not easy, or at least I know it's not easy, because she's coming back from injury, and I think she was quite stressed to see how everything would go after the injury, because it was a pretty severe injury. But it looked so damn easy. Then the elimination, which is like it's just the thing she, I think, excels most at, mainly because she doesn't have the issue there that everyone is, just trying to ride on her wheel, or ride against her. It's just so, and I was like to my dad, like, just like a little prediction. Like, I was like, would she just do this whole elimination leading the pack? My dad was like, yeah, no. Why would she do that? I was like, watch her. And indeed, she never lost the first position in the elimination, and she just paced the peloton. It was crazy to see. Well, and then we had the points race to end it off with, and if you know she already took 2 laps, then you just know for the competitors, the worst was yet to come. So then in the points race, she lapped the competitors 4 times. The fourth time, like, I think she she got there like maybe 5 laps before the end, and that was really the first time I saw her. Ooh, okay, this costed something. And then and she was so sure, like, so she could actually like even lose laps if she wanted to. But then, there was she clearly wanted to win the final sprint. So then she did another crazy acceleration to get back to the front of the race. And then she won the unsprint, and she ended up winning with over 100 points on the second one, which was Katrijn de Klerk, I think, and Annie Wittevrouw on 3. It was close between Lika Vierstraten and Lani Wittevrouw, but Lika Vierstraten crashed out and had to abandon, but normally she should still be okay to race the Zesdaagse next week. So yeah, in terms of racing, it wasn't very exciting. Like, it was very exciting to see her back, and like the word of the week, I would say, is just dominance. Dominance in the field, on the track, for what I saw of it. Even on the men's side, it was a very dominant performance of Jules Hesters, which brings me to mention that Helene Hesters wasn't racing this weekend and won't be racing next weekend because she got surgery after some health issues. But then actually the nicest part still had to come, so I was like, yeah, we're still here. I'm already starved. I might as well go to the podium. And I, of course, had my new sign with me. Well, yeah, and then during the podium, which was very awkward, it was like with all these silent moments, because like the separate podiums were like not with the national anthem, so it was just in pure silence, and everyone was what do I do? Uh,
Oh,
luckily the final podium with all the like the Belgian champion and like the medals and stuff like that was with the national anthem, which made it a little less awkward. Uh, well, and then also saw me, and then after the podium, I got her flowers, and we chatted, which was very nice. And just in general, super nice that she could return to racing, and this way, also, that's the most important thing, I think. After this, yeah, for her shit season, she did quite well while being in a shit season. She probably doesn't want to hear it, but she was very decent this season. But for just very nice that she can still end the year this way, I would say. We still have 2 days again coming next week. So yeah, can I say much more about that or anything at all? Probably not.
we're fine with the Kopecky update, I think.
Yeah, thought so.
Good to see her back.
Well,
Good to see her smile again. That's the
yeah.
most important takeaway I got.
Oh,
It's,
no, I forgot essential stuff, of course. Some other Lontokopeki news is, apart from just her comeback going well, that she looked happy, which is good to see. And she's not going for a GC in the Tour next year, which is quite a good decision. And she's, she basically said she mainly needs to do what she loves to do, which will be a lot of classics, I think.
probably so, yeah.
Some transfers. Maybe to really wrap this up, we have some incoming transfers for Laboral with Sarah Fiorin, Marjolein van Schelo, Tyrell Jurgensen, and Paula Patino. Then we also have 2 exciting transfers from Gaia Massetti coming from AG Insurance, and Audrey de Keersmaker from Lotto Ladies going to Picnic. Cool step up for Audrey de Keersmaker. We have Eline van Rooyen from Coop going to DD Group. Yeah, that's it, I think. Still a solid
Sure.
still a solid half an hour episode for a week where nothing could be said.
Good.
So
But it helps that Lotte Kopecky was back, so you filled that space pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
like you
one of
said, I
my
think that's just
answers.
a wrap for
Yeah.
this week. Yeah, rather poor 50th episode, just you and me for our listeners, no guests. Yeah, actually not exciting special news to cover anyway. So yeah, this is not an episode drenched
Hey,
in
don't
gold, but it's just
underestimate the excitement of a Lotte Kopecky comeback and the rant about a stupid prize for the best domestique of Belgium.
That's true. That's true. That's the 50th will go in the books as the rant episode.
Yeah.
Good.
Tertiary rights vibes here. Rants and bias can get better. Well, so yeah, we see you pretty soon because there won't be so much space between these two episodes with a special one. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice one. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So that's a wrap for episode 50 of She Rants. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy the rides.
Absolutely. Women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
And follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind the scenes updates and more.
And don't hesitate to share questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
Stay tuned for more exciting guests and tag She Writes podcast on Blue Sky to show off your knowledge. And She Writes is powered by Kariam Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Writes, where women cycling takes the lead. Keep watching the film, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.